Hey, we are back with Who is Coffee. Today we are going to be learning how to do a wonderful process that is the Chemex. You will need the Chemex, which is this handy tool. It looks great on your shelf. You will need ground coffee. Today we've got about 52 grams. That'll make roughly 2 cups of completed coffee. You'll need hot water. We've got about 700 grams of hot water. And then you will need your handy Chemex filter. The Chemex filter is a little bit different. Some start as a circle. Ours is actually starting as a square, which is not your normal filter. So you unfold it a little bit and you're left with one side and 3 sides. So one important trick is to make sure when you're putting your filter into your Chemex is that your 3 sides is on the part with the nose. The reason being is once you start putting the pressure and the weight of the water and the coffee, if it was this way, this is gonna start getting stuck into the nose and it's gonna change the trajectory of your immersion. So just always remember, thick nose, thick filter. We already have our water heated, so your next step is to wet the filter. So you're just gonna pour a little bit of water, and this is for 2 reasons. One, we wanna make sure that our coffee doesn't come out tasting papery. And then another reason is we just wanna go ahead and get the environment that the coffee is gonna be brewing in sort of up to temp. So just give it a little swirl, make sure everybody's happy in there, and then you can discard this water. When you're grinding your beans, the coarseness for a Chemex is gonna be less than a French press, but more than your drip coffee. You don't want it so coarse that the water takes forever to go through. You don't want really grainy rock. But you also don't want really fine, gritty sand because then the water is just gonna go straight through and you're gonna have really, really weak coffee, which is not what we're here for. So you want just kind of a nice little, normal sandy grit. So like I said, I've got about 52 grams of coffee right there. And so just make sure that's level, not too serious. So your next step is you're gonna do a couple of circles, concentric circles, to get what is called the bloom. So the bloom is, and that was about maybe 100 of the 700 grams. It's really not too serious. But what you're looking for in the bloom is the bubbles, the initial smell. You're starting to see that chemistry reaction is happening. The oxygen is coming out of the beans and it's really ready to receive the rest of the hot water. And then once you've let the bloom finish with a few circles. So you can see here that I've kind of come to the tip of my cone. Then I'm just gonna slow the trickle of my water. You don't want to necessarily stop. If you don't have to, you really do want a continuous flow. You just don't want anything that's gonna put a change in the pressure on the beans. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna let it do its thing as if it were a drip machine. It's really just that easy. So it'll keep dripping and it'll look really pretty. It's really fun to do when you have guests. It's kind of cool. You can see it really makes like a little cavern. So I think that we are done dripping at this point. Gather my filter, get those last good drops out. And there you have it. This is about 2 cups. You can see just the prettiness, 2 cups of beautiful coffee. I believe I noted earlier that I was using 700 grams of water to 52 grams of coffee. If you have a scale, great. If you don't have a scale, no worries at all. General recommendation for specialty coffee is for every cup of water, 2 tablespoons of ground coffee. Play around with it. If you like your coffee a little bit stronger, add some more. If that was a little too strong for you, dial it back a little. The second thing, while this is almost done, that I do want to note, this is called a gooseneck kettle. You can see because of the gooseneck, and it made it really easy for me to pour the water but still be far away, because you can see the lips of the filter. Wonderful to have, but again, not necessary. You just need hot water. So you can do that if you've got a Keurig machine or just a drip coffee machine. Get the hot water amount that you need and just carefully pour it over in a slow, steady stream. You can put it into a glass measuring cup that would have the little spout. So while that's going, I can tell you a little bit about Addison and why we've selected this coffee. Chemex is really cool in that if you've selected a light roast coffee or a medium, which is where I personally prefer to use a Chemex, that you get some more of the bold flavors and a lot of the aromas that come with it. It just makes that coffee a lot brighter than maybe it would have been in a faster process, such as a drip machine or a Keurig or something of that nature.